I'm here with DJ. We're going to walk through some of our favorite shoulder movements. I love to prep the shoulder for pressing series, pressing patterns with closed chain movements on the ground. I really think it helps to stabilize that shoulder joint because remember, no different than the hip, it is a ball and socket joint.
Yeah, what's up guys? I've had so many shoulder injuries over the years, and I wish I would have been doing this the last 20. Once we get that kind of motion as lotion approach, it really benefits for all the pressing movements and the career longevity. Everything we do with the banded pistols, it's a lot of wear and tear on the shoulders, and we don't do a proper warm-up. You end up like me. I'm on the wrong side of 35, and my arthritis is so bad that if I don't do this prep, it affects my entire week's kind of workout. So
we'll start from the top end of a push-up. So this is from a horizontal pattern, and just as something as simple as when we're prepping for a bench press, we really want to make sure that we're stable through this joint. There's a lot of tissue that surrounds this ball and socket joint, so we want to make sure we prep it appropriately. So don't undermine a well-executed push-up. So let's get a couple good push-ups here, DJ. Staying nice and tight through the abdomen, staying tight through the core, straight, this neutral spine that we talk about, just mainly keeping it straight. Don't excess, extensive, or flexion curves, just kind of keep it neutral. After you get about 8 to 10 reps of this, we're going to slide into a push-up to Pike series. So he's just going to slide back. I love this movement. Get a couple more, DJ. As he slides back, we're letting that scapula upwardly rotate around the rib cage. That's something that I think is underutilized because when we bench press, we always lock down the rib cage. That rib cage should be free to move because when we're talking, relax, when we're talking operationally and you're trying to do things, whether it's manipulating, moving, that scapula is moving around, especially in fighting patterns. You're throwing, you're not setting your scap. You're not coming up to a door and going. Exactly. You're moving around the rib cage. So we need to load that in a closed chain pattern. Everyone has ground. Everyone has access to this. So this is something that you can integrate in your prep work for any pressing patterns.
And one of the things we talked about is most of the guys in this are police, military, fire, law enforcement. Everybody has a physical standard test, and it always involves a push-up. So that's why we focus on it, because everybody does it, and it's readily available wherever you go. This is the movement that I feel benefits the majority of the upper body movements. So that's why I love it.
Not only good for prep, but we'll do this as a rest period on pull patterns as well, just to kind of get that rib cage or the scaps moving around the rib cage. And then let's move to the shoulder arm straight. So now we'll progress to really one of the biggest things we forget is the shoulder is a ball and socket joint, so we should be challenging it rotationally, no different than we challenge it as a hip. So DJ is going to rotate up to the sky. Think about the scaps rotating around, getting stability as we straighten up. We reach to the sky. He's pushing through the floor, reaching up to the ceiling, and watch as he rotates the other way. Rotate the other way, DJ. Straight lines, stacking the scaps, staying strong through the elbow and the hand. No different if we were doing like a single leg movement with our foot and our hip. We're really trying to create stability up through that chain. Let's get a couple more. Rotating up, stacking those scaps, bringing them together, retracting, and I'm reaching up to the ceiling. I'm pushing through the floor, rotating through the hip. Rotating the hips, turning, straight up. How's that feel?
Awesome.
And then we'll go one more really, so that's kind of stops the movement, getting to that rotated spot, retracting those scaps. So now he's really going to stress that ball and socket joint with our rotating through. So now he's really going to allow that reach in to occur. I like to go from the elbow here. It kind of allows us a little bit more control. But watch DJ's scap as he rotates up, rotate up and open. He's turning his pelvis, straight lines through the scaps, and then he's rotating in. What are you feeling on this when you rotate up, DJ?
For me, I can feel the connection with my shoulder. I can feel the ball and socket taking the weight, allowing it to move. I can feel it open up. I can feel my hips and kind of spine alignment.
Yep.
I can feel the stressor on the shoulder.
Absolutely.
All the weight's driving onto it.
Absolutely. What we need to stop thinking about the shoulders is this fragile joint. We need to build some durability and some resiliency around this joint, and challenging it rotationally through closed chain movements is a great opportunity for us to prep patterns moving forward, and as well as to treat this joint with the respect that it deserves.
Good. Beautiful. It's awesome. Shoulders, man, they matter.